The morning sun kissed the village with joy. Soon, the bells rang, echoing across the town, drawing smiles and curious glances from the villagers. Inside, Roseline slipped into her white gown, sunlight dancing across the lace as she prepared for her special day. Her smile lit the room like dawn itself, bright and full of promise. Outside, guests gathered, whispering with delight, their anticipation filling the courtyard. Patrick adjusted his tie nervously, his heart racing as he waited. And within the church, the flowers swayed in the gentle breeze, as though nature itself joined in the celebration. Music swelled through the hall, carried by a string quartet carefully tuning their instruments. In the bridal room, Roseline's veil shimmered in the soft morning light, the delicate lace dancing with every breeze that drifted through. Before stepping out, she lingered for one last look in the mirror, her reflection gazing back with quiet resolve. Her bridesmaid Vera reached for her hand. It trembled slightly, though she tried her best to appear strong. Amid the nerves, bursts of laughter floated through the air, filling the room with chatter and joy. Leaning close, Roseline whispered softly to Vera, her voice steady with a smile. "I'm ready." And with calm steps, radiant and composed, she walked toward the doors that led outside the church. Inside, Patrick waited patiently, hope shining brightly in his eyes. As the music rose and settled, the guests all clapped in unison, eager for her grand entrance. But as minutes passed, the aisle remained empty, and the tension in the air began to thicken. Soft murmurs of worry spreading from guest to guest. Patrick's smile slowly faded. And then silence. Sunlight spilled gently across the floor. Roseline was nowhere to be found. Roseline screamed as fear clutched her heart. Patrick ran through the empty halls, his footsteps echoing beneath the stained glass light. The bridesmaids called her name in panic, trembling voices breaking as they exchanged fearful glances. Roseline's mother clutched her rosary, the beads shaking in her hands as candlelight flickered across her worried face. "Roseline was here just moments ago," Patrick whispered, his words swallowed by the silence. Shadows stretched long across the church floor, creeping darker in the fading light. Desperate, Patrick searched every corner, peering behind pillars and pews. "She wouldn't leave me," he murmured again, his voice cracking under the weight of hope. Then someone swore they saw her outside. She drifted beneath the street lamps, her figure hazy in the mist. Patrick rushed into the cold night, rain-slick streets glowing beneath his hurried steps. Roseline crossed the road ahead, gliding like a ghost through the dark. He ran after her, but she dissolved into the shadows, leaving nothing behind. A child whispered with wide eyes, pointing down the road. "The bride walks alone." All eyes turned to the churchyard gates, straining for a glimpse. Instead, a white veil fluttered on the grass, soft against the night breeze. The wind howled through the trees, scattering leaves beneath the pale moon. Then a bridesmaid shrieked. "I saw her!" her cry tearing through the fog. Patrick chased shadows down the road, the night pulling him deeper into its grip. And still, footsteps echoed where no one walked, fading into the silence of the empty street. Roseline's perfume lingered in the night air, drifting faintly on invisible currents, and Patrick sniffed, puzzled. The streetlights flickered, then died, plunging the road into darkness. On his knees, Patrick pleaded into the empty street, hands raised slightly, his voice swallowed by the night. From somewhere ahead, faint sobs echoed, soft and trembling. He followed the sound into the darkness. Overhead, the church bells tolled, the sound echoing eerily through the silent town. The crowd outside the church grew restless, whispers and murmurs of fear passing between anxious faces, shadows flickering across their eyes. By the riverbank, a faint white figure shimmered in the water, mist curling around the trees, its reflection dancing with the ripples. Patrick's heart pounded as he ran along the river, the moonlight glinting off the water, chasing the elusive figure. The water reflected Rosaline's pale form, faintly glowing, almost unreal, as the mist swirled silently around its edges. Patrick sat on his bed, one hand pressed to his chest, the weight of the night crushing him. The silence grew too heavy, so he stepped outside, walking aimlessly through the lonely streets, shadows stretching around him. The next day his phone rang. One call that froze his heart, carrying news no soul is ever ready to hear. Moments later, Patrick rushed into the hospital, hope and fear battling in his every breath. And there she was, Roseline, frail and fading,